It is that time of the year where we're all about back to school, back to the gym, and of course, back to work. And so this week, we're ticking off our career checklist and looking at modernizing our working wardrobe. And so, as much as we love trends, we can't ignore those classic pieces that lay the foundation for the office. And so, back in the hot seat, we have fashion director and stylist Taryn Oppel to show us some of the classics that paved the way to power dressing in the corporate world. Great to have you back with us.
Hello, good to be back.
Love of my life. Hello. I love you when you're here because you're always making sure that we're trending. Now, we're talking all things workwear today. When you look good, you essentially feel good. And you want to actually look like a boss. Is that what power dressing essentially is?
In a way, yes. So power dressing was fully developed in the 80s, and it was a style that sort of allowed women to express their authority in political and professional environments that were essentially dominated by men.
Okay.
And what I love is how something like the suit has actually become a staple in women's wardrobes today, whether you're in the corporate world or not. It's developed from, you know, strict silhouettes to more relaxed styles. There's been the introduction of different colors and prints, even short suits, which are great summer alternatives. But I like to think that power dressing in today's day and age is for you to feel confident for you and you only. But we can't deny that it, you know, makes a statement in the professional world.
It does.
Absolutely. Now, when you do mention power dressing, I think the first inclination is to go towards a suit, typically. But of course, there are other classic pieces that you can't ignore when it comes to power dressing. So what do you got for us?
Right, so pieces like the white shirt, it's obviously, you know, no longer only bound to the office, but it's always going to be there. Blouses, tapered trousers, pencil skirts, the obvious blazers, shift dresses. You know, those are all pieces that will constantly be exposed to year in and year out, season after season.
Now, why I actually love you is because you always tell us how to change things up a bit. However, for workwear, do we stick to classics on classics, or can we change that up a bit as well?
If that's your preference, you can. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But I always say that boardroom basics, they really don't have to be boring. So if you look at the examples here, you can pair your blouse under basic slip dress, or maybe put your shirt under a slip dress. Pencil skirts are kind of like strict and, you know, they feel like a little bit conservative. So if you pair it with a punchy, playful print like polka dots, it sort of like creates a bit of a contrast and juxtaposition. One of my favorites is deconstructing a suit. It's almost like taking the blazer from a suit and pairing it with a completely different pants with a different color, a different shape. So that's an example of what's happening over there. And then obviously there's the option of swapping out your shirt or your blouse for a basic vest or tee under your blazer to keep it a little bit more modern. And at the end, there's a really cool shift dress there. Normally people would go for a black dress.
A shift dress?
A shift dress.
Okay.
What does that mean? What does shift dress
It's just a straight cut.
Okay.
Yeah. Pretty simple
Like a lovely little
silhouette.
detail in the middle of it.
But that's what makes it interesting, and also the fresh color. It's obviously completely different to black, so that's a different take on the shift dress as well.
Even these sneakers, these shoes, because I like that it's like chunky, so you can walk in it the entire day long, you know what I mean?
Block
Just
heels
comfortable.
are super comfortable.
Yeah.
In the footwear department, you know, the classics are the court shoes, brogues, heeled or flat, and then the strappy heels, which aren't the best to walk in, aren't the most comfortable, but they stick around for season after season. So.
Let's take a look at the look that you've created for our office
Megan
look for
is
today.
here.
This is, I love this, fresh,
She
it's spunky.
is wearing another version of a deconstructed suit. It's obviously not a pair. So she's wearing this camel blazer, beautiful fitted blazer with the tapered trouser, and that pop of color underneath is what makes it really fresh. The super understated but kind of trendy heel, and then her work bag, and she's, you know, looking
It looks
classic,
super comfortable, but it makes a statement when you walk into the boardroom like that. I feel like, okay, it's a wow, it's a head turner.
I think it's the color as well.
Yes, absolutely.
That tangerine is a winner this season.
Those white pants is also everything. I feel like it's basic, and you can also take off like the shoes again. And if you want to go with like sneakers, I feel like you can do that also in the office day now.
Really well with that, yeah.
Excellent stuff. Well, Taryn, thank you very much. We really do appreciate having your expert opinion here. And that's one way of showing them at the office who's the boss, right? So you can rebuild or refresh your classic wardrobe with all that you need in the workwear department, available right now at Woolworths stores. You can catch them online and, of course, on the Woolworths app too.